Hey, boozers, how you guys doing? All right, this is an improv. What can I say? I like to improv. So, I kind of want to just sort of give you an update of what's going on. I tried to do this from the airport about a week ago, and it didn't work so well. So, I'm just going to lay it out there tonight. We're going to go from there. Um, First of all, motherfucking beer time. So, I'm drinking from Boombox Brewing. It is their Ultra Deluxe, and it is an India Pale Ale. All right, so let's get talking, shall we? Um, it's been a very interesting and very complicated couple of weeks. Not gonna lie, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's been something else. That's for sure. I I would love to say that it's been great, but it hasn't. That beer though is damn good. I love to say it's been good, but it hasn't. Um, I would love to say that life has been full of fun, happiness, and everything. It has, to a degree. But it has another way. And yeah. So, what's been going on? Well, here's the thing, folks. Life has a funny way of throwing twists your way. And yes, it has. It's been it's been interesting. So what's been going on is the last couple weeks, the last few weeks, I don't know if you caught or not. Like I said, I've watched that stream that I put up, and holy crap, there's enough interruptions that, yeah, the person that downvoted me, thank you. Thank you very much for downvoting me because, yeah, that live stream was shit. So yeah, the last few weeks have been, I've been, our family's been tossed into turmoil. I've had my kids for 3 weeks, which is great. We got to spend some time. My parents were out here, which is awesome. I got to spend some time with them, and I got to spend some time with just everybody. So I've been kind of putting things off. And I thought, I've got 3 weeks with my kids. I can do a bunch of updates. No problem. I'll throw a bunch of videos up. No problem. I'll get other things done. No problem. Fuck you, life. Fuck you. That didn't work so well. So the 3 weeks that I did not have my kids since I got them back yesterday, um, I've been working hard. I've been enjoying my job. Working at the medical cannabis company has been awesome. Doing work for them has been absolutely stellar. Really do love it. It's absolutely it's an awesome time. I have no complaints about this whatsoever. Working hard, and then it was my 1 year anniversary where my wife and I got to sit back, relax, and we thought we'd go away. I booked an Airbnb back in June. We found this gorgeous place in the mountains that looked absolutely amazing. Had a pool, had a hot tub, and we're like, you know what? Let's get away for a few days. Let's just do it. So we went to go do that. And I don't have my review up on Airbnb yet, so I'm kind of a little bit dismayed about this, but I'm waiting for the 14-day period to go through because I don't think the jack off has actually really done much about my review. Um, Up in Canmore, which is only an hour away from Calgary, which is great, it went to shit. We got our stuff ready. We went and had people looking after our cats and whatnot. And we go to head up there. We get up there. It's a beautiful spot, out of the like outside the mountains, about 5 minutes out of town, and it's a gorgeous place, absolutely gorgeous from the outside. Go to check in. What's your name? Give them my name. They look at me and go, you're not on here. My first thing is, what? I'm sorry, what? It's like, well, who'd you book with? Well, I booked with Airbnb. Oh, well, you're going to have to get the confirmation code from the person that you are renting the suite from. Okay, that seems easy enough. I look on my reservation code, and underneath the availability, or it says the information will show up here at the time of check-in or before. I'm checking at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not showing up yet. My poor wife, I feel so sorry for her. She was not happy about this, and I don't blame her. Oh, I really don't blame her. So I'm like, all right, this can't turn into a vacation from hell. We had a wedding that was complicated as shit. The last thing we need is a vacation / anniversary from hell. All right. So I message the person that we're renting the Airbnb from. I don't hear back from him. I phone him. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. 4:30 rolls around and I'm starting to go, well, I really would like to get into my place because I really want to go to the pool. I really want to go for dinner. I'm hungry. I'm not in the best of moods at this point in time because this is starting to piss me off. Yes, only half an hour late. I get it. Well, you make a guarantee, and I looked up on the thing saying it should be showing up 3 days before your thing. I looked everywhere for it and I couldn't find it. So I basically went and called up Airbnb, or at least sent them a message saying, look, I can't get into my place. They're like, what do you mean you can't get into your place? I'm like, I have no reservation code. They need a reservation code for me to get in. And since I don't have one, I can't get into my location. So they turned to me and said, okay, what steps have you taken? And I told them, I said, I tried to message. Give me 2 seconds here. I'm trying to, what the fuck? Oh, right. I said that I was trying to message the owner. That didn't work. I phoned the owner. That didn't work. And now I'm contacting you guys. And they looked at me and said, you know what? That's fair. No problem. We can definitely look at this. So I went, all right, fine. So I basically went and let them handle it. They said, please give us about, what they say, an hour to try and get a hold of the owner, and we'll get back to you. I was like, all right, that sounds fair. I can give you at least that much. So I went and checked it out, and we went for dinner down at Grizzly Paw, and it was a beautiful dinner. I had a beautiful fish and chips, and I went to order a raspberry ale, and I got their golden. So our bad luck was continuing here, as you see a pattern. And I went, okay, that's fine. I'm we're getting there. So we waited while we're having dinner and everything. And then we went back and we were waiting for them to get back to us. And as those were getting back, they called us. And the person that helped us was really great. She was absolutely awesome. She pretty much said, "Look, I will do what I can. We'll go from there." I'm like, "All right, fine." So they did what they could. And then from there, they said that we have to cancel your thing. I went, "Okay, that's fine. You have to cancel it, but I would like to stay somewhere." And they said, "Well, if you book somewhere, we can help you out there." I'm like, "Okay, that's perfectly fair." So I went to go and I found this place and we booked it there. We booked for the nights because they only had one night. And by this point in time, my wife was not impressed because I didn't hear back from this guy. I even messaged him again saying, "Look, I like to get into your place. Why the hell are you not allowing me in?" And he never got back to me. So I was pissed. I was absolutely pissed. So if you ever go to Canmore and you want to book with Airbnb and you see a guy by the name of Kivan, Kiveen or AAN or something like that, don't book with him. The guy's a fucking sleaze. Uh, so they gave me my money back plus 10%. And then they said, "Well, if you want to book a night, we'll be on us." I'm like, "That's perfectly fine." But they charged me for it. And then I got charged again for the second night I was supposed to be there. So they charged me twice. So I've got to go back to Airbnb about this because they said they were going to give me a free night because I didn't want to go home. I actually want to spend a night there because it was getting late and I wanted to get there. So unfortunately, they charged me for the two things. But we had 2 nights there and it was actually really decent. We saw a black bear there. We saw some elk there, a family of elk, and it was just so secluded. Got to go swimming, got to enjoy the hot tub. Went down to Canmore for a bit and enjoy the time down there. It was actually kind of nice, but it was one of those things where it's like I don't ever want to experience that again. I've trusted a lot of people on Airbnb, and this fucknut decided not to get back to us. And I don't even have my review up yet, and I really want my review up because I'm pissed. I'm really pissed at this guy, and he he finds these bad reviews, and then he turns them on someone. So I've got this thing labeled as to each step of what I've done and how he did not respond, and I have yet to see it on his fucking profile. So I'm probably gonna get a hold of Airbnb in regards to that because I really want people to know that this guy can be a sleaze. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's awesome, he's wonderful, he's great." The guy screwed me over. The person that stepped up and helped us out in the help desk was amazing. The other host that helped us with their place, amazing. Cost me a little bit more, but it was amazing. I was I was under the description that or under the realization that I thought I'd be getting some of my money back, and they charged me for this stuff, and I'm a little upset with this because they only gave me part of the money back, and I thought I was getting a free night, but that wasn't the case. And then I got a second night, and that I still got charged for it. So I don't know what's happening there. I gotta figure that out. So that was our anniversary, or slash holiday. I can't call it an anniversary because it sucked. I do have a video coming out that has that has me doing a review at the place, which is nice because I was cooking some chicken on a barbecue, so I did booze by the barbecue. Now the next part, the person that I'm going to talk about says he doesn't care. So this is going to be a little bit personal. This is why I have not been around, because of the fact of all this stuff coming up, and then I've got this on top. Um, this is a little tough. I've had to deal with this once before, but this one, it sucks a lot more. A little while ago, my mother was diagnosed with rectal cancer. Um, Thankfully, it was only stage 1, and pretty much from there, they took part of her colon, and she's okay. That was about a year and a half, 2 years ago. She's supposed to be going back for a checkup. My parents have had a stroke of bad luck for the past little bit, but they've really used the healthcare system up here quite nicely. So the last little bit, my mom had to have her hip replaced. She's had that done. She had gallbladder surgery, which snuck up on her after the hip replacement, and it was right before she was coming out. But my parents were coming out to visit us, and then my dad had cataract eye surgery to help with his vision. So they all had that before they came out to visit, which was kind of awesome. Um, they got that done. They came out to visit, and we had a wonderful time. I love my parents dearly. They're amazing folks. Uh, I've learned a lot from them. I've learned what to do, what not to do. I did not lead or did not have an easy life. Far from it. But I respect and love my parents all to hell. Uh, so from there, um, my dad, my mom go back home, back to Victoria. And my mom pretty much told me that while my dad was working one day, he lost part of his vision after his cataract surgery. And that's not cool. That's great. One was going to say, no, that's not cool. He lost part of his vision, and they had to rush him to the hospital to find out what was going on. They did a bunch of tests on him and found out that he has a mass in his brain. Now, for the people who don't know me, I wear my heart on my sleeve. My family is everything. I'm a very emotional person. If you can't tell, I'm very out there. As I said, my dad doesn't care who knows. So I'm putting that to the test. So they found a mass in his brain. They did some more tests, and they came to realize that it was not something that was a blip on the radar there. It was actually real. It is one of those things that you don't expect. You go in thinking positively about it. And you try to think that this is nothing. It'll be okay. This is what's happening. So that's exactly what I did. Was I went in thinking positively. This is okay. This is fine. It's just a blip on the radar. My mama had one, and everything's all good. They did an MRI. They called him back a couple of days later and said, "Look, we'd like to talk to you." He goes in. They said, "We need to do emergency surgery. We need to take this mass out of your brain. It's about 2 centimeters in size, and it's affecting your vision, and that's what's going on." They also gave him a mortality lifespan. I'm not saying what it is because that's something that is just a number. It could be anything. But his life clock is ticking now. He's now been labeled. So my mom basically told me that while I was at work, and I pretty much dropped everything and went home. Said, fuck it, I'm done, and went home. I respect the hell of my parents, as I said. But at the same point in time, this is not easy to take. I get a lot of people saying, I hope you're okay. Thank you for the hopes and wishes, because I've been very cryptic about this. But as I said, my dad said, he doesn't care who knows, so here we go. It's out there. And I pretty much dropped everything when I found out when his operation was, because they wanted to do it pretty much the next. They gave him 4 days to get ready, and they're going to operate. I turned to my wife and said, I gotta go. And she goes, when? I said, let's say Wednesday. Let's say Wednesday, so that I can get out there and get set up so I can help out my parents. Because at the same point in my time, my younger brother was having his wedding, because he got eloped and people wanted to actually see him get married. So he was having an actual wedding again, and my mom was taking care of that. I couldn't afford to go out. And then my dad had this. Oh, my mom was kind of going, well, I got to help out my son, but my husband is. So, yeah. Everything pretty much, life, whatever else, was put on hold. It was one of those things where, yeah, as I explained on Twitter today, asked me if I was okay. I said, you know what? I'm at the point where you're sitting there with a basket of eggs and you trip and you throw, and all of a sudden all these eggs are up in the air and you're trying to catch them all. I'm at the point where these eggs are in the air. That's where I'm at. That's where my family is at. We're at that point. So pretty much dropped everything. I went out last week, did grab a few beers because, God, I needed it. And I forgot half them out there. Well, I couldn't carry them because it was over 50 pounds apparently, but it wasn't. I found out earlier that I still had 20 pounds left in my bag, and I could have brought them all home. But I went out there last week and stayed with my parents and helped out my parents a bit, and then came home on Sunday. And pretty much that's where I'm at. I've been working steadily since, trying to keep my mind off of it. But I want to apologize to everyone who's actually been watching my stuff, that I will be sporadic for the next little bit. I will try and keep my stuff up, but seeing what's going on, it's going to be a little bit tough. We're in a waiting pattern right now to find out what's happening. October is the next doctor's appointment for my dad. If you've never had to deal with someone who has cancer or has to go through chemo, which chemo or radiation, depending on what the doctor finds in the biopsy, it's pretty much, it can be a hurry up and wait. But when they get going, oh boy, do they attack it. They can attack it aggressively, they can attack it casually, they can do whatever it takes depending on what it is. However, with my dad, he's been giving a shelf life. That's the easiest way I could put it. He's been given a shelf life. So right now, everything is coming together, and we're trying to get our ducks in a row. So my work has been very good. They said that whatever I need, I can get, which has been awesome. Finding this job has been a blessing. Working on my home business is kind of taking a back step a little bit. I still have my one client, which has been really nice, and I'm working on learning my camera a little bit more because I want to start selling my pictures. Uh, because I'm gonna have to start earning an extra income to try and be out there for my dad as much as I can. Flying out is not cheap, um, but this is something I'm gonna be doing. So you might be seeing a few things show up. If there's pictures that you want, by all means, feel free to ask if you want, if you can buy them. I'm not begging. Understand, I am not begging. I'm just letting you know that there is going to be some stuff that's coming up. And if you absolutely would love to buy them, I will be trying to set up a store so I can actually afford to help out by going and flying out to see my dad. Flying out to see if I can help him with help out my mom, my brother, or any of my other family members with this. It's Cancer affects a lot of people. It affects your family. It really does, and that's the hard part. I, like I said, I appreciate and I love my wife to bits. When this happened, I broke down, and she's like, "Okay, let's get this organized. Let's go and see what we can do." So we're gonna do that. Um, Having to explain it to your kids, not easy. Not easy at all. For the people that watch that know my wife, understand that this is something that I just need to get off my chest, and that please don't approach my wife and say a bunch of stuff. I know that most of you have already talked to her about it, but if you want, you know how to reach me. By all means, you know how to find me. Uh, Honestly, cancer sucks. Fuck you, cancer. And I've always said that. My nana had skin cancer. Our neighbor that when I lived with, my uncle, had cancer and he passed away from it. My best friend last year, coming up on her year anniversary, or come to think of it, it's past. She passed away from cancer. Um, One of my good friend's child's passed away from cancer. All these people I know have passed away from cancer, and it's now rearing its ugly head in my family again. It sucks. It plain and simple sucks. But I'm gonna do the best I can to help my family out. I do the best I can to make sure that my father knows that he already knows I'm here for him. Like flying out to help him after his operation. The poor guy on steroids, on heavy sedated like painkillers after getting a drill to his head pretty much, to put it lightly, to pull this little thing out because the little fucking thing decided to attack his brain and have his scalp stapled or his skin stapled back together on the back of his head, and still managing, fucking stubborn man, still managing to go and not only go to my brother's wedding for a good 5 hours, and I was very impressed with that, and I think we all were. But now he's so bored that he's off trying to get other things done. Like this man is resilient, and he's like my grandfather. My grandfather was stubborn too. My father is stubborn, and I've got the stubbornness too, and so do my kids. That's on me. That's on my family. My kids are freaking stubborn too. But that could be a good thing. So yeah, a lot of things are happening, and I'm really sorry that I will be having sporadic content. But I'm going to do my best to have said content. I will try and do and keep up the things. But if I miss a few weeks, would you be upset? Do you even remember who I am? I lost 5 viewers from some strange reason. I will try and keep you guys updated as to if I'm allowed and if my family allows it, to what my situation is like, because this kind of helps me personally. I hate having it bottled inside. I could talk to my family all I want, and it's good to talk with them, but it's also good because this is something for the past 6 years you guys have been watching me, the 3 or 4 of you that have been very passionate about my fucking thing. Um, and I've been trying to look at changing my channel, and that's gone to the wayside too, and all this other stuff. But I got a few videos coming up that I really wanted to sit down, but I just don't have the creative oomph to do it right now. I don't have the, I can sit in my office for 5 hours and just get all these done. It's not going to happen that way. Right now, it's not. I don't have that creative juice flowing in me. I've got my mind set on my family right now. And I know that a lot of you guys are understanding. You probably say, we understand. We're very sorry. Don't be sorry. Honestly, don't be sorry. I know your thoughts, your prayers, whatever else are with me, and I thank you very much for that. But also understand, I get it. Life likes to throw curveballs at people, and I've always experienced that. This is a big curveball because you think of your parents that would live forever, to live to 90, live to 100, live to whatever. And then I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this too. Something like this comes along, you're like, what the fuck? No, that's not supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen at all. And it's never easy. At all. You could be prepared. You could be prepared for years for this. And it still hits you. Just like my divorce, I was prepared for my divorce to happen because of all the things that happened. And the day that she turned to me and said I would like a separation and said I wanted to be divorced because I've lost my way, or I found another path I want to take. Let's put it that way. I was still heartbroken. I was still hurt, but I was prepared. I was mentally supposedly prepared for this. But you never are. Those emotions run deep. That crazy thing called love runs deep. Excuse me, you know. But yeah, I know this has turned into kind of a depressing sort of topic, but I knew it wasn't going to be good. I knew it wasn't going to be fun and filled and, hi, how you doing? I got some bitching to do. I got some bitching to do, but at the same point in time, it's a depressing bitching. Sorry, guys. If you've watched it this far, thank you. So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So, again, for the person that downvoted that one video of mine at the airport, thank you, because that airport Wi-Fi sucked. I'm not disappointed in that whatsoever. Hopefully this one comes through a little bit better. There's no jump cuts or anything else like that. Haven't really been watching it because, well, I've been talking to you guys. So yeah, this is me This is reality. This is life. This is whatever else. I can have a fun channel. Yes, I can have a good channel. But I think a little down to earth honesty comes a long way. And if my father turns to me one day and says, look, I said I don't care who knows. I was high as a fucking kite because of the drugs. Please take down this video. I'll do it. I'll do it. But at this point in time, this is what's going on. So for the next little bit, again, I will try to put as much content as I can out. But my family always comes first. As everyone says, your family comes first. I already know this. My family has always come first. My family has made sure that they drilled that into my head. Family is always first, and it is. Except when you have a bitch ex-wife like I did. That's a different story altogether. Anyways, however, she's been very understanding about the situation, so I really can't say she's been that much of a bitch because we have kids together, so I kind of have to still deal with her. It's one of those things where life has taken a funny turn. And yeah, I'll try and get as much content as I can out. Just at this point in time, I will respect and ask for a little bit of leeway, a little bit of privacy. And if you want, you have my Twitter account. If you want to DM me, fine. I will be free to talk. You have my Instagram if you know where I am. It's not hard to find me. If you want to talk there, by all means. People on my Facebook, if you want to message me, by all means. Understand that I am doing good. I'm doing as good as I can. But it's going to take some time. And c'est la vie? No. Fuck cancer. I'll be around. You'll see me in different places. So if you see me in Victoria, just say hi. If you see my videos in Victoria, you know why. If you see my videos here, I'll try and do what I can. Until then, folks, thank you for watching. I'm really sorry for all this. And yeah, for the people who've been watching this far, thank you. I'll be around, but I won't be around as much. I've got a lot of concentrating to do. My Untapped will still be updated, but I may not get to review a lot of stuff. So for now, folks, I'm PK saying cheers. Stay frosty. Have a cold one for me if I can't drink. We'll see you real soon. And yeah, that kind of shit. Thanks again for joining, guys. Have a good night.